possibly go wrong?
Well, a lot, of course. I mentioned the arsenic example. Obviously, when it comes to content, and especially when it comes to brands' relationship with their customer base, that's the most precious commodity that there is for a retailer. Brand is hard to build, and its relationship to its customer is also, very important. So there's a reluctance to take a human out of the loop when it comes to the experience that you're putting in front of the customer. So obviously, as those models start to drift and hallucinate, which will happen without proper tuning, attention, and fundamental investment up front from a maintenance point of view, that runs a pretty high risk. And so I'd say overall, where most retailers are at is they're taking advantage of use cases internally, trying to build up their competency. There are some, I would say it's an interesting hype cycle in that there's definitely executive level enthusiasm and excitement. At the same time, I would say there's, SVP level and some director level reticence because of some of those challenges. Ultimately, what I've been telling my customers is, if you think about your YouTube algorithm or maybe your Instagram search algorithm, which, for a lot of people, maybe me, is, pretty precious to them. They don't, if you throw something into the algorithm, that's going to mess up, what's served. And you find very interesting things in terms of what's served up to you. I think Instagram's a great example of targeted ads based on content. At least me, anecdotally, I mean, it's always the shoe or the hat or the vacation experience.
So don't let your spouse borrow your phone for a minute.
Yes,
and
which is
another
good reason.
Yeah, I got you.
To do that. And so if you extrapolate that out, and you kind of run it out 10 or 15 years, our view is that living life algorithmically can be a real benefit to folks. So when it comes to whatever you're purchasing in a retail context, food, clothes, et cetera, convenience store, home goods, whatever the case may be, try and kind of push that same algorithm that you're curiously experiencing digitally into real life, but happening digitally in the back end.